Good morning, everyone. Pastor Chuck Blair here. Great to have you joining me this morning as we continue on with our Lenten reflections, our Lenten devotionals. And for those of you joining us for the first time, and some of those words may sound a little strange because they're not in common usage, just a few little definitions for you. One is Lent is a period of 40 days leading up to Easter. It's a time we get prepared for Easter. And a devotional just is a little morning where we just devote a little time to things, remembering there's what's urgent and there's what's important, and we need to take a little time out to remember what's important, and that's what we're doing. And the lectionary we're following is a traditional lectionary of readings that leads up to Easter. And today, like I was looking at today's, it's like, oh my goodness, like if this is a line in the Bible, and it's just a sentence, right? And we could literally, I could do a whole series. I could do a 3 hours easily on this just one particular passage, this one quote from Jesus, because it's so big, and it just gives you a completely counterintuitive view of the life of faith and how that looks, especially given our American culture and our American propensity for immediate gratification. This is not one of those passages. So let's with that, let's go ahead and dive into it. So today's passage from the lectionary is from Luke 11, verse 29, where Jesus says, "This is an evil age. It seeks a sign, but no sign will be given except the sign of Jonah." Now, I mean, again, we could spend, if I was doing it normally, we would literally probably spend 3 days on this. So first off, people were searching for a sign, and we all want that. We all want a sign. I want to see God. I want to see God's on the job. I want to see God's presence. I want to know. We always have this faith that really is a veiled quest for certainty. And that's not really what the spiritual life offers, certainty, because certainty is according to our agenda and our tests, and then we'll know certainly what happens and what's what and everything like that. So again, it's all comes down to our own judgments. And God's like, there's a different kind of certainty I'm offering here. So people ask for a sign, and Jesus is like, nope, no sign's going to be given. I'm not going to like do a magic trick here. He said, if you want to know what the sign is going to be the story of Jonah. Now, probably most of you on this call, though certainly not all of you, are familiar with that story. It's an ancient story. It would have predated Jesus saying this by a few thousand years. And it's a story of a man by the name of Jonah who gets swallowed by a whale, spends time in the whale's stomach, and then is eventually ejected back onto the land. And it's a beautiful metaphor, right, for that idea of going, as today's service is about, into the deep. That there are just times of life where life literally swallows us, and we get dragged out into the deep, and we just spend time there in the deep. Now, in that, just sit for a second with the incredible power of that. So here's Jesus going, yeah, the only really sign you're going to get about God, about me, is this sign of Jonah, is this sign that sometimes life is just going to be really difficult, and it's going to be really challenging, and you're just going to have to trust that there's a bigger picture. That is a very different definition of faith than faith as certainty. This is not faith as certainty. This is faith as trust, and they are different animals altogether. That idea, folks, of going out there into the deep. It was interesting. Yesterday we were talking, on our team about this past week's service, which is on grief, and about this service we have coming up. We're going to be looking at suicide and suicide prevention and what God can offer us there. And Marcus Cohen, who's on this call most days, he noted about how it's actually much easier to figure out what music to do at a service for topics that are really hard, because that's where the best music's written. Isn't that interesting? It's easier to pick out the songs because in the hard times around those is when the best music is written. That's really fascinating to me, folks. And I think, it's where we can't be afraid of the hard, challenging times. We can't be afraid of them because they're going to come. And we can't be afraid of them because actually that's where God works in amazing ways. And it's not that God gives us those events so that good things happen. I don't believe that. Been thinking a lot about this simple idea that God's not like this master planner of our lives. God is the big holder of our lives. Like he holds our lives. He doesn't plan them. So when even those breakings happen, God is holding us there too, and we just become more acutely aware of it than maybe at any other time of life. I wanted to share with you folks this beautiful blessing from Kate Ballard. Those of you who know will hear me say that name a lot. I'm a big fan. And she talks about the challenges of life and how they may be setting us up for things that we can't quite imagine yet. And this is called A Blessing for When You Mourn What Could Have Been from Kate Ballard. Blessed are you, friend, sitting among the shards of what could have been. It is broken now, that dream you loved, and it is spilled out all over the ground. Blessed are you, dear one, letting your eyes look around and remember all the hope your dreams once contained, all the love, all the beauty. Blessed are you, telling your tears they can flow, telling your anger it can speak. Blessed are you when mourning is the holy work of the moment, for it speaks for what is real. Blessed are you, letting this loss speak all its terrible truth to your soul. Blessed are you who mourn, saying, let us remain in grief's cold winter for as long as it takes, that morning might be to our hearts the gentlest springtime. I love that idea, that morning, mourning, that morning might be the gentlest springtime. And that's the life of faith right there, folks. It's the life of we understand that there are just Jonah moments. There are moments where life swallows us and drags us into the deep. That is part of life. And we can find a very unique faith there. And obviously you can see how this passage directly connects in with Lent and getting ready for Easter. And yeah, and even today, just think like maybe just get a little glimpse of the wakening of the gentlest of springs, as Kate Ballard would say. So that's my thought for today, folks. And what we're going to do now is now we're going to go ahead and do a little meditation, a little prayer, a little blessing, and then we'll be taking a look at commenting on several of our platforms. So with that, friends, let's get a big breath. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, friends. So you can go ahead and leave a comment and just a note with these comments. If I do miss some, and I apologize for that. And a lot of the time is because I'm not very good with technology. So again, if you get a comment and there's something you really want to talk about, I always want to warmly invite you to contact me directly you can text me at 215-740-3662, or you can email me. And obviously, you can email me through New Church Live's website, or you can email me directly if you have that information. All right, friends. So let's take a look at what people have to say today. Okay. Martha, good morning to you, my friend. And Brandon up there in Bucks County, good morning to you and hope you're doing well, buddy. Linda, good morning to you. Marcus, good morning to you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. And again, thank you for that little insight of music. That was really good. Molly and Kim are joining us from over there in the Emerald Isle. So great to have you joining us. Uh, yes, good morning, everyone. Yeah, Mourn. That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that even preaches there, Molly. Good morning in the double entendre. Carl writes, Namaste, and namaste to you too, my dear friend. Gene down in Maryland. Good morning to you, Gene. Hope you're doing well. Sherry writes, good morning also. So I hope all you folks are doing well, and I'm wishing you all the very best. And yeah, all the very best, and just maybe a gentle spring is warming. So take care, my friends, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.